Welcome to the House of Legends podcast, where great women become exceptional. I am your host, Graciela, founder and CEO of the House of Legends by Graciela, a mindset coach and mother of three beautiful kids. My mission and passion is to provide you with the tools that will allow you to unlock and bring out the best version of yourself, which is the key to all change. Some of those tools are mindset, identity work, and emotional mastery. Not only that, but I will also bring you powerful conversations with legends like you, showcasing their journey, life work, and allowing us to learn from their experiences and insights. So don't miss an episode. Tune in each week to the House of Legends podcast and let's unlock the power of your own legend. Let's dive in today's episode. Welcome back to the House of Legends, where great women become exceptional. I am your host, Graciela, and in today's episode, we have an amazing woman, Fran Gonzalez. She is not only a business coach, mentor, and guide, I will say, but she's also an expert when it comes to human design. I'm bringing her here with this topic because I know many of you ladies, you've been asking about this specific topic about human design. And when it comes about human design, we have many teachers. Like we have plenty of information on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. But one of the things that I was highlighting to Fran before we press record is the instance that when you find someone that not only knows the information, but she can guide you, it's just priceless. And this when I find when actually we share a retreat back in 2024. When I have the first interaction with Fran, I just felt like someone for the first time. I will say, well, I have a lot of mentors before, but got me. She knew how you were like a you were able to allow me to feel safe. And we were mentioning this as well. When someone, as a client or even a friend, feels safe in your presence, you are open up in that way. It's just amazing. Well, Fran, I can go on and on. By the way, she's a mother of two beautiful kids. She's making a ton of money and she's helping a lot of women to create businesses that feel right, businesses that are coming with ease and just so much joy. All right, Fran, if you can introduce yourself, let us know who you are, what got you here, and we can dive into human design.
Okay, thank you, Graciela. Thank you for this invitation. I will try to do my best because I don't speak English all the time, so sometimes my English is a little bit rusty. So if I forget about a word, I will ask you because I speak Spanish all the time.
It's all good. It's all good. Go ahead.
Okay. So you said my name is Francisca. I'm an online business coach, also a human design mentor. Um, I don't know. I start like learning about human design like
Yeah.
3 or 4 years ago because, as you said, I'm a mother of two very
Yeah.
small kids. One is 3 now, and the other will have 6 on Monday. So they're very small. So I think like 3 years ago, I feel very, very tired. I have like another brand. This is my second brand. I have two brands.
Yeah.
My first brand was like really big, like I also am a psychologist, so I used to do like a lot of groups, like therapy groups, and a lot of things that I need to, um, ¿cómo se dice sostener? Como like
Holding a,
sustain.
holding a space for other people in a bigger
Yeah,
way.
yeah, like in an emotional way. So it
Yeah.
was like for me a little bit tired because I have
The
my
kid.
kid that was like 2, and then Mila was born,
It's a
and it was
lot.
a lot for me. So I feel like very tired, but also I start like and understand. I try to understand how to do the things like more easy for me.
The work coming more easy for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. And that's why I came to human design, and I understand that I was a projector. That is like a very specific type of energy that really like needs more quiet, and to be more calm down and get more tired more easy. And then I understand why it was for me like more difficult, like to have a business and to have two small children, because before I had only my business and not the children, and it was easy. So
Yeah.
that's why I came to human design, and like my life changed because I understand how my energy move, how use my energy like to be a better mother, to relate better with my husband, and also like to do a business that was more aligned to my energy.
Yeah, I love the fact that you mentioned a specific areas of our lives, because one of the things that I was sharing, and I share a lot on my content and also with my clients, is that when we are creating a business, when we are putting our gifts out there, we have so many things behind the scenes, like raising kids. And you mentioned your kids were on the
Very small.
on their age of 5. So can you imagine having two kids, holding a space for bigger groups, holding not only the space but also the things that come into the business, holding when someone has a problem, a challenge, and move ourselves with grace. And I think you explained as well that when we understand our human design, we also can help our kids. We have better relationships. I don't have a partner yet. I feel but when if you have a significant other, if you're married, you can understand how things work for him, or if you're a guy that is listening to this podcast, you can understand how things work for her, and you're no longer no longer getting emotionally engaged or affected.
It's more easy like to relate and to do everything actually, because for example in my case my husband and my two children are manifestor generators, so they have a lot of energy, and it was like really the opposite energy of a
Of
projector. And
yeah.
I come from a family, my mother, my sister, my grandmother, my grandfather, my other grandmother, and like two uncles are projectors. So I came from a family of projector that the rhythm, like the daily rhythm, is really, really different. Like when you have a family of generators or manifestor generators. So for me, I also understand why it was been so difficult, like to try to be in the same rhythm as them, because they're very different. Like uh,
Yeah,
basal, like in the
yeah.
base.
Yeah, I would love for you, Fran, if you can share with us, like we can go online, like I said before, there's a lot of information, but if you can give us just an easy, quick, digestible definition of what is human design, and also the types of energy and certain characteristics when it comes of every single one of them.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Well, a lot of people know more about design these days, but it's really like new. Like, I don't know, I think it started in like the 90s or something like that, 80s. I don't remember exactly, but this like human design is like a system, like astrology, like it helps you like to read more easy how
Mhm.
people move in different ways. So when you understand that map, is for you it's more easy like to relate with other people, to guide them or whatever you want, or to understand yourself. So human design is like a map, like and mix like astrology, genetics, quantum physics. I don't know if I've said it right. No, quantum
Yeah,
physical quantum. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, eating, like it makes like I don't know, like 5 or 6 different like types of disciplines and make this map. So human design said that there are like 5 principal types of energy.
Right.
70% of the population is generator or manifestor generator, 35 generators, sorry, 35 manifestor generator. Like most of the population are that kind of type. Manifestor generators are a type that has a lot of energy. It's like your cell phone always be like 100%
It's
battery
active, yeah.
and never gets down. So they're like all the time like on fire, like they like to move, like they like to do a lot of things. So that's why they say that that are built, or their energy is for doing things, like making.
Builders, the builders of the world, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Also like generators, but manifestor generator have more energy. So they have, that's why they need to move, they need to do things all the time. And also their mind is very like um, open, like they like this, like they like that. So they need to do a lot of things at the same time. So they're not designed like to do things like step one, step two, step three. They need to do things like from step one to step 10. Like
Yeah.
they're more like different. Like they always try to find the shortcuts. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think that quality, I love that about the manifestor generators because they can see the gaps and they can just like give us like a
Yes. Yeah. That's really, really good. So if, for example, like if you had a mentor that is a manifestor generator, it's like flying in a jet. Yeah, because they have that ability, like to do everything very, very fast. The thing is that not all the people are
like
have
that.
that rhythm. Yeah, that rhythm. So the thing that they need to understand, like to be patient and to understand that not everyone moves the way they move. And sometimes because they do everything very fast, like, okay, yeah, they do things from 1 to 10, but sometimes they need to go back. Okay, I need to do a step three. I don't know, like they need, that's like the challenge of that energy. Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
Um, but in a, for example, if we put this information like in a business, yeah, like the manifestor generator, because they have this very open energy, expansive energy, you cannot put, for example, if you have a brand, or when you start like understanding your need, you say need.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a specific the person that you get to help, right?
Okay. Yeah, you need to, that needs to be more open, like not very specific, like marketing say, or like you understand, like when all you do like a marketing program, or they teach you marketing, that everyone needs like to do a very specific, talk to a very specific person, and very, very like
Like
that will
niche
be.
down. Like they
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
no, down. You have to niche down. Like,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, for a manifestor generator, it's like the opposite. Like it needs to be very open, like very wide, and the offers need to be very specific because their energy is more open. And if you try to do with them, like, okay, you need to talk to a very specific person, they will feel like you will put them like in a jail, like a bird putting like in a cage, because their energy needs to be very open. This also apply for you, for example, that you are a manifestor or a reflector. That is the other type. So, for example, that's the case of a manifestor generator. Generators that are the other 35% in the world also have a lot of energy, a little bit less than manifestor generator. Like, I don't know, if manifestor generator has like 100 in like a battery,
Yeah.
these have like 80% or 90%, but they have a lot. Yeah. So they're also like made for doing things like make things. That's why they say that are the builders, but they are not as fast as manifestor generate. Yeah.
Mm, okay.
And also they don't like look for shortcuts. Yeah. Okay. They're different. Like they need like to have like more step by step. And also the generators, and also this apply to manifestor generators. They need to do things that really, really, really like love, like they really like get passionate.
Got it.
Yes, yes. Because if not, they will start um,
But in a way, like pulling
like
off. Yeah.
yes. And that is really important because, for example, if we talk about business in a generator, like the image of a very aligned business for a generator is like a road trip to your
Mm,
favorite city with your like favorite music like very loud, like listening to your music very loud, and that is like the way that you need to feel your business if you are a generator. Yes.
Okay. What about,
So
yeah, what about the other three, which are manifestors, projectors, and reflectors? I think they're quite special. If you can mention some of the
yeah,
qualities.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They're very different. Like projectors are the 20% of the population. Manifestor has you 9%, and reflector 1%. So they're very like special. Like only 30% of the population are this kind of of
Energy.
energy. Yes.
Yeah.
The big difference between manifestor generator and these three type that they don't have a center. In human design we have different centers. They don't have the center el sacro. I don't know if
Sacral.
sacrum,
Sacral.
sacrum like define, if you say definido define, I don't know how do you say.
Undefined. I think it's undefined.
Undefined, undefined, yeah. They have the sacrum undefined. That's why they don't have energy all the time. So they move very different, like
Wow.
very different. And for example, the projector, like because they don't have the sacrum defined, they're undefined, like their energy like moves in a day. Sometimes they have all energy, sometimes no. It's like the battery like gets with.
It's like a wave, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's why, like, you cannot like work all the time. Like, if you have a business, if you're a projector and you have a business, you cannot like to work 8 hours like in a row because you will get like burnout. Like, you need to, I don't know, like, work two and the others six, like, go to the nature, be with your children, like, do things like to be more more relaxed. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, for example, the projectors have like different activity. The projector have the ability to guide other people. They're designed for that. That's why you say before, oh, for me it's very easy with you because you guide me all the time. It's because my energy is designed for that. Like projectors are designed for guiding other people. Um, it's really like a very new type of energy. Like projectors, like the first projector, I think they were born in the 30s, something like that, 30s or the
That's
40s,
very new energy.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
20, 30, something like that. So it's a really new kind of energy. But now there are like born more projectors in the world because we need more that energy because the projector have the also the ability like to uh,
Teach.
elevate like the frequency, no, to elevate the frequency of the people, of the person, and also of the world. That's
Yeah.
why we need more projectors now in the world, and a lot of children that that
Born.
new are projectors. Okay.
Yeah, I love the fact that you mentioned about the projectors that they are the natural teachers and guides. And we mentioned this like I don't know how many times by this point, but when I was interacting with you, I just felt like I you were able to lead me into this beautiful story. It was a conversation, but I just felt that so natural. And with other energy types, I just felt like they were trying so hard, and with you, it just flows. And I think that is an amazing quality, and especially if if you listen to this podcast and you're a projector, you can use that quality that part of your energetic blueprint actually to guide your clients in a different way. And also you
Yes.
have to understand, like Fran says, how you can operate in a way that feels right. Maybe for you, you were conditioning to work 6 hours in a row or 5 or 6 days a week, and now you know that, oh, I'm a projector. I do my one of my biggest assets is actually my energy. So, and from there, you get to choose what type of energy, what type of, I'm sorry, strategy you get to work with you and with your unique
Yeah,
blueprint.
yeah, and when you understand that your value is because you can understand in like in 2 seconds that what other people needs, and with one advice you can change the life of the other person. That's like the gift of the projector. That's why they don't pay because of the time that's spent with you. They pay you because of the transformation that you can give to the other person, only like seeing like really, 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 really the other person, because the projector have the ability like to have like this kind of X-ray and to understand whatever is happening to the other person. And that's why they're very good mentors, they're very good teachers, they're very good coach, because they have that ability very naturally.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, you were able to identify like right away like an X-ray like that in two
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah,
What's going
yeah,
on?
yeah, yeah. So if you understand, you need like this a different kind of business, a business that support your energy. Like if you translate this information to a business. Also, like the manifestor, as you, Graciela, that are the 9% of the population, is also has this sacrum not defined, so they don't have energy all the time, but they move in a different way of the projector, because the manifestor has like two cycles, like when they have this idea and they create, 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 and they have a lot of energy, but then her or his body need to rest, and that is because her or him, the sacrum is not defined. It's
Mm.
not like the manifestor generator that can do everything and a lot of things all the time for you
Yeah,
to move on.
yeah, so right. One of the things that I think I shared with you when we were in the retreat back in 2022, I was just like, damn, I'm making money, I'm bringing some like clients and all that, but I feel like I'm 24/7 here, and at one point I have to just remove myself from the business and just burn everything down. And it was painful because like you know that you have clients, you know that you have revenue, but at one point, like I said, you reach to that level of like I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And you don't have to reach that point in order to identify what works for you. And one of the things that
That
I
is
did.
because of the sacrum that is not defined. For me, it was the same. I'm a projector. I'm not the same time as you, but I changed of business. I have this first brand that was living in calm, and I do this second brand that is your conscious business, because for me the other brand was working very good, but it feels really heavy. Like for my energy, for my body, I was really like drained. Like
That really drained, really like
yeah,
I guess,
yeah.
and
And when
resentful because sometimes we resent for like, oh, I don't
yes,
want to get
yes,
clients.
yes, exactly. That's why when I understand my human design, I say, okay, I'm a projector. I this for me feels really heavy, and also have these two small children that also I give them a lot of energy. I change and I do another brand from scratch. Like, and people say you're crazy. The other brand really works. Like, it's
Works
already like very good, like in the market. I say no, it doesn't feel aligned to me, and that's why I create this other brand, because I understand that if I stay in the other way, I I was going to burn out and feel really my body feel like really really stressed, and that happened when you don't have your sacrum not defined, and if you don't understand the way your energy moves, you can have a lot of money, but you will be very
like,
unhappy, because you will be feel very stressed, because you don't respect your energy, and that is really really important. And I think your example and my example shows that happens, like when you do
ah,
that.
and one of the things as well, and I don't know if you experience the same thing. I was also when I look back, even on the pictures on my phone, my face was swollen. It was just like a lot of stress. I was retaining water. I was just like moody, and I was like, "What's going on?" And it was just my body saying, "Fuck you." Like, excuse my language here. It's like,
Stop,
I
yeah.
don't want to do this
Yeah.
anymore. And immediately when I removed myself from that, it was like I told you, it was like my nervous system was fucked. Like, excuse here, guys, but well, this is our language. It was really fucked. So I did have to build it again. Allow myself to um start building my new model, but also to instead of working 5 days, I was just putting 2 days and then and another more, but with also understanding my resting periods, like you said. One of the things that I think that human design is changing here in the industry is like we're not meant to be 24/7 most of the time. Like, and when we see other people like going live every single day or doing things, sometimes the comparison kicks in, and when we understand this specific area that our human design, we don't longer engage with that thing. We're like, well,
Yes, because you understand that everyone works different. Like, for example, for a projector, like the less they work, and not like the less they do things all the time and rest and be more quiet, they have more invitation, more client, more
Mhm.
money, more money. The business grow up more easily. And in my case, what's like that? Like when I understand my kind of energy and I translate to my business explode. And not because I did more, it's because I understand the way I was built like in an energetic way.
Okay. If someone is listening to this podcast and let's say she's a manifestor, what are the red flags? And we mentioned some of them, like you like, will you
Yeah,
identify?
one of the red flags are the things that we're talking about, like not rest, like working all the time. Other thing that the manifestor has that is really really cool, and I said to you, like I think a lot of time that you have the ability like to sell
In
in
call?
cold. Like you
Yeah.
can like yes, you can sell like a DM to someone that you don't know, and probably the other person will say, okay, yes, I'm interested. But for example, if I do that, that is really not aligned. Like
Mm.
probably they will like block me or don't like say anything. So for you, you have that ability that, for example, like the marketing said that all the people can do. Like one of the strategy that they talk in marketing that, oh, you need to talk to people in the DM if you don't know and to present your service. But that is not applied to everyone. Applies only to you that are you are the 9% of the population. So you have like a superpower there. Like it's really, really cool because you are the only one that you can initiate. Uh,
Initiate dynamic.
yeah, with
Yeah.
like from zero. That is really, really cool.
Yeah, we were sharing, we were talking the other day, like I was like a call DM, like just like, hey, this, and I can, and at first I was just like, for me, it was really natural. And when you mentioned about that quality, I was like, oh, that is okay. That was, I felt really just natural. Not even, I was following several people and they were requiring to fill in a like application for the podcast and all those things. And I was like, screw that. I'm just gonna send a DM or a voice memo. That's it.
Of course. And for you, will that will always work because also the other thing that the manifestor, the energy is more disruptive. I say it right? I don't know. Yeah, disruptive. So like what is a red flag for a manifestor? Like not being disruptive because they need to be different. Like if you try to be a nice girl, that is not good for you because you are not built for being a nice girl. For
Mm.
example, a famous actor that is manifestor is Johnny Depp. And if
Oh,
you see Johnny Depp is like the way he looks, his presence is disruptive. Like you need to be that way. And if you're not that way, it's a red flag. Like don't try to be a nice girl or a nice boy. You are not built for that. Like you are here for doing things different. Like to
disrupting the thing.
yeah, the way you said before we start like recording, like you put the people like in a what was the metaphor you used?
Like
And
in a cliff, like in a cliff, not just push them.
yeah, yeah, that's the ability of the manifestor. Like, okay, start, like
Yeah,
initiate, just
yeah,
start, like
yeah.
you do that. And that is really, really cool because when you understand that, you can translate that the way you coach, the way you help your clients, the way also you sell. Like, it's really, really interesting how you translate this to business, for example.
I love that. And when it comes to reflectors, one of the things when I was seeing, I was working with a client, and she was a reflector, and I was really kind of impatient because she was like, I don't know what to say, and I wasn't. And when I was able to understand her human design, I was like, oh, you need time even to make to just to make the right decisions for you, or
Yeah,
even
actually. Yes.
right. If you can talk a little bit about the reflectors.
Yeah, reflectors are really rare. It's only 1% of the population. And like the most important people in a reflector that they don't have any center defined.
Oh
So
yeah, this is like all
yeah,
white.
yeah, all white. That's why they're very open to the energy of the other people, of the environment. That's why they need to do a lot of work to uncondition it, like the
Yeah.
things that they took from the outside. That's why, for example, for making a decision, like they need time, like 28 days. Like this, they say like a
Cycle.
whole un ciclo lunar completo, like a whole
Cycle.
lunar
Moon
cycle.
cycle. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
moon cycle. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Moon,
That was
well,
quite interesting. I was like, why you don't take a decision right away? Like, no.
no, no, no. That's why because they have like this energy that is really, really rare. Yeah, and also like because their human design is very open, they also have like different uh, their energy changes. Like one day they will like to do this, and maybe the next month the other thing, and they have a different kind of ability, and you need to embrace that, and that you need to put, for example, in a brand. Like they have these different things that, and also like to choose very wisely, like the people, their clients, their team, and whatever, because their design is really open, and all the things from outside condition and
They
a
can
lot.
absorb, they can absorb the energy, right?
Yeah, a
Well,
lot,
you,
a lot.
well, you mentioning that, I remember one of my, actually, she was my mentor back in 2022, 23. She mentioned that she went to a party and they were like, they work in this like Airbnb together with I don't know how many friends, and she was like, she was really feeling like upset and all those things, and she realized that, oh, it's not even my energy. I'm just absorbing like a sponge, like energy from everywhere. And she was aware of her human design, of course, and she was able to remove and to work in that, like removing that.
Ah, yes, and that happen all the time, not only for the reflectors, because when you're like 5 meters like close to other people, you start like taking the energy of the other people. And for example, for us, you that are a manifester, I am a projector. And for example, if we're in the same room with a manifestor generator, our energy will start like growing up because we will start like engaging, like taking energy of that type. So you need to be like
Mindful and aware.
yeah, 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 and to understand the way your energy move and the other people and the way the other people move, because if you don't have that kind of understanding, you can start like acting in a way that is not your energy. For example, in my case, that my husband and my two children are manifestor generators. If if I'm not very like mindfulness, yeah, I
Yeah,
have
mindful.
um I start doing more things that my body can do, and I like start like being like very energetic, and it's because they have a lot of energy. So at night, for example, sometimes for me is more complicated, like to fall asleep because their energy is like boom boom, like always like
Oh,
yeah,
active. Yeah.
yeah, like working. And sometimes I say, okay, to my husband, okay, Martina, we'll go to another bed to sleep because your energy is really intense, and I cannot like fall asleep because of your energy. And I go to the other room, I disconnect for his energy, and I fall asleep like in 2 seconds. And before I was trying like for 1 or 2 hours to get asleep, and because the energy is so strong, sometimes it's more difficult, like for types as you, as me, like, and that's why you need to be very conscious about your human design and the human design that is around you and your clients or whatever.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned this specific thing as well when it comes to family. I do have kids as well, so I cannot sleep with my kids. They are sometimes they're 9 and 10 and a 15-year-old, but my 9-year-old he wants to sleep with me. And it's like for one reason, I was feeling like a bum. I was like, I don't.
Yeah, for me, it's the
But
same.
I can't. It's like I cannot go to sleep and it's like you don't love me. It's like it's not that. But I was before I was not even aware of this or my energy. I was like kind of like I feel like I'm a bad mom. Like I don't want to bring him here, right? But after that, I was like, you know what? That is one of the rules. I don't sleep with no.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I say that in families, like you need to have to make a culture of human design. Like, okay, for example, for my children, I said like, okay, Mama doesn't have like the same energy as you, and that's why I need to sleep alone because if not, the next day my energy be very, very low, and I will not be like the best mother that you need. You have different kind of energy. Your papa has the same energy as you. Like, if you want to do things with more like I don't know, like jumping or going to a very
Like
like playing football. I don't know. Go with your with your dad. Like for me, it's like I have different energy. So if when you start like talking about this and make a culture about human design, it's more easy like to understand each other and to respect each other in their different energy because I think in a family not all the people have the same energy. Probably your kid, I think your kids what generators or manifestor
actually,
generators.
yeah, two generators, and my oldest, she's a projector, so totally different from me. And well,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why like I understand what happened like at night when your children want to sleep with you and you feel that the energy is really different and it's not like being a mother is to understand that you are different and you need to rest because if you are sleeping with them you will get like connect to that energy and for you will be more difficult like to feel rest the next day and
yes.
that's why you need to be very mindful of your energy and the energy that is around you but of course probably you can not sleep alone every day, but at least one day in a week, or at least 1 or 2 hours, you can go to bed before, or you can sleep a little bit more after they wake up, or to do a small nap, for example, for projector, manifestor, or reflector. That is really good.
Yeah, I really love those suggestions as well because sometimes for myself, even I just go like black or white. I don't allow myself even to be gray. But one of the things as well that you mentioned, when it comes to understanding our human design, we can help our clients as well because sometimes when it comes to decisions, and here we didn't enter into decisions, maybe we can do another podcast and we can talk about authority and all that good stuff. But when we understand this, we don't longer try to say or to try to bring the clients and to make them or guide them to make a decision right away. Sometimes, like for myself, I'm speaking specifically, I I do require time, and that doesn't mean that I don't want the things enough, and that doesn't mean that the idea is gonna die and I'm gonna be like lost for the rest of the life. That doesn't mean that. But sometimes when it comes to, especially when we are here creating businesses and we are conscious women, we are involved also in the self-development industry, and the self-development industry has this kind of concept of like you have to decide right away, and this and that. And that doesn't work for every single one of us.
No, doesn't work for no. Yes, actually, for example, I think we can talk that in another podcast like for more time because it's really like extensive. But um, for example, I have emotional authority. So for me, I need time like to decide. If I decide like in the same moment, it's really like not aligned. Um, when you try to like in the industry the way you said like to try to everyone decide really really
Right away,
quickly
moment.
yeah it's really like doesn't work for everyone and for a reflector also doesn't work so that's why human design is really really good like to understand and to and I think it's also like a kind of a shortcut when you guide people because you have this map before
Yeah.
guiding so it's more easy like to do the things like in a aligned way and if things are aligned of course the result will be
Well,
uh,
for themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, and they will like manifest more easily.
Yeah, that's so true. One of the things that before we wrap up our podcast episode, Fran, I would love to, if you can say one thing, because sometimes we're like, oh, human design, or someone is listening to this podcast and immediately she's going to bench on YouTube or whatever. Sometimes we feel overwhelmed, even just to see the little graphic, if you see it on colors or whatever, or you see the numbers, the gates, all that. What are the three things that that you suggest they can look first and then apply them and they can go deeper?
Yeah, I think like the three things that you need to understand first is like your type, your energy type, the things that we're talking today. Then the strategy that has every type. Uh,
Okay.
then the authority you said,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
And I think like the four,
Main ones.
yeah, is in Spanish is el perfil, the profile. I don't know, like
Yeah, the profile lines,
yeah,
right?
I think that that is like the basic thing that you need to understand and how, in this case, to translate to the business. But when you understand that, your business can have like a really upgrade only with those things, like because they're really profound.
Yeah, and when you mentioned that about the lines, about the profile lines, I'm on 1-3. One of the things that you mentioned, and I kept that piece of information and immediately apply it. You mentioned about like, well, if you're 1-3, like you go all deep in information, but also you went and you can go and take risk, quote unquote risk, and learn. You like to learn from experiences. You have a lot of experiences when it comes to that. What if you can share that in your content?
Yeah. And now I know that you're showing more about that. Before you didn't show.
Not
Uh,
really.
yeah. And I say, why you're not sharing like about your experience? You have a lot of experience in that in this field. And people will get like really drawn to you if you start talking about your experience, because like the profile lines are the way you like magnetize your audience, like the way that you are different to other people, the way that you position it yourself. ¿Cómo
Yeah.
se posiciona?
When we
Yeah,
put
you position yourself like in
quality, yeah.
yeah, and so it's really
As
interesting, like to understand what are your numbers, because they give you a lot of information.
Yeah, and I just like I said, I just took that and I was like, wow, magic. And for me, I think it's also part of the condition because sometimes it's like, well, like, oh, it sounds like icky. I don't want to do that. But when I started, like yeah, you said, sharing a little bit more, people were like responding kind of different. And I was like, I didn't know that about you, this and that. And for me, it was also working on my shadow, working on the things that I didn't want to show up, that I didn't feel proud at one point, but those were the things that actually were hidden the gold, were hidden my people. But I think understanding this, the four things that you mentioned are essential, and apply them, because we can fill ourselves with so much information, but if we don't apply the information, it's just useless. All
Yes.
right, Frank, this was an amazing podcast, and I know many of the listeners will like bench this because this is one of the most important keys, understanding your energetic blueprint, because you can go and apply the strategy, but if you don't understand this, one of the things that I said, and also the founder of the human design said, you can live without this, but it's better to live with this, because once you, yeah, really, like I can live without many things, but when you have the tools, you can apply them.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
life
Life get
will be better.
easy.
Yeah. All right. I always ask this question to my podcast guests. Fran, before you get to share where we can find you, what are the ways that we can get to work with you? What is your superpower?
I think my superpower is like the projector superpower. I think it's guiding people.
Mm,
Think my superpower is that, like guiding people and to understand very easy what people need. I think that it's superpower I have since I was very little. I remember when I was like, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years old, that I have like this aunt that always like really liked me because I do these raps. I rap about people, and in this rap, when I sing, I say, in the songs, I talk about everything about that person because I understand it's so easy what happened to them, and I was only 4, and I think after that I understand like I have that superpower like was like my blueprint since I
Since you
arrived
were a
to the
child,
world.
yeah.
Yeah, yes. So
I
I
would
think
love to. I would love to extend it a little bit more because I know you're a natural teacher, guide. I know at this point, many of the listeners will know, and most important, will feel that. But I will love to extend here a little bit because one of the things that I saw from day one, not only I see right now, is that you also see beyond. Like you see the hidden gems, and you can just easily just like you mentioned before on our podcast, you're acting like a little this X-ray scanner, you name it.
I think that also like it's related to projector is like to unblock. I think for me it's easy to read people and to unblock the things that you need to unblock, like to go to your next level.
Yeah, that is one of the things that is just priceless. Like you can share whatever you want. All right, Fran, if you can share with us where we can find you, what are the ways that we can get to work with you and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think the more easy way to find me today is in Instagram. You can find me as I will say in Spanish because the name is Spanish, like tu.negocio.consciente. In English, is your conscious business, but you find it in Spanish.
Yeah, we can put the details right here as well. But if someone wants to work with you one-on-one, you get to offer one-on-ones, group settings, how that
Yeah,
works.
I have a little different things. I have one-on-one, I have mastermind, I have programs, I have course on demand. I have also, how do you say formaciones?
Informations? Yeah.
Formation of human design applied to business. So I have a lot of things. And also I have a small course of human design, how to create contents related to human design. I have a lot of things. So, but in my Instagram, everything is there, or you can send me like a DM and I can talk with you and I also can suggest whatever you need.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Fran. It was amazing. I was amazed to have you. And like I said before, you are one of those women that I just felt literally wrong to you. Like I just felt this pull. And now you understand that because you're a natural guide. Like, and that is just so
No,
beautiful.
no, no. Thank you for inviting me to this space, like in English, because I have been here before in Spanish, and this like took me from my comfort zone because I don't speak English like
Yeah, you did
ever.
it so well, and like I said, I just have this image in my mind, like I just put you in the cliff and I just put you like
Yeah, that's
I
why I
think
tell you,
you-
like to speak in English, like all the interview, and sometimes I get like stuck. But it okay, I just did it, like. But
it's
thank
done.
you.
It's done. Next episode is you're gonna be ready. Thank you so much again, guys, and we'll see you in the next. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Your presence is greatly appreciated, and it truly means a lot to me. If you could support us by leaving a 5-star review, it will help us to connect with more extraordinary and influential women like you. With that being said, thanks once again, and let's look forward to an amazing and legendary week ahead.